Continue with October 2023 Business A-Level. So we have question 2. They said, evaluate the likely advantages of L, India, and Vistara merging. So the first thing you have to do is to define what merger is.
Yeah.
So merger implies to combination of two or more firms to become a new entity. That is what merger is.
Yeah.
Two or more firms are coming together to become an entity. That's merger. So according to now you have to refer to the extracts. According to the extracts, Air India and Vistara are both airlines and are set to merge to form a single large business. So this kind of integration is horizontal integration. It's an horizontal integration because they are at the same level of production.
Yeah, I know there are other types of integration.
Yeah, but here it's the same level of operation
and the same market.
In the same market. So it is horizontal integration, but that's not where we're going. So now, what are the importance of merger? Number one, by merging, this will give the new airline a combined market share of 16.8%. You said that already, and rank it as the second in terms of market share in India. So there's the first one, which is what's the name again? The first market,
the Indian I don't
where's the case study again?
Here.
The case study.
Oh, wait.
The case study, sorry.
Study.
Okay, thank you.
Is this one? It's messy.
Yeah, it's okay.
I need to like restable it.
All right. So, well, I said by merging, this will give the new airline a combined market share of 16.8% and rank it as the second in terms of market share in India. That's the advantage there. 2, this may also allow the new Air India increase its market power within India, especially in Delhi, where it can double its capacity.
Yeah.
It's stated there. It could also allow Air India to exploit economies of scale, which can be passed on as lower prices for consumers. That's the advantage because when it's able to sell its ticket at a low price, it means it's going to have more customers, and that might also give it, market power. Are you getting how I'm making the point now?
Yeah.
Look at how I'm putting the points. Are you getting it?
Yeah, I'm getting
okay. The merger could also be beneficial to Air India as it is projected that the Indian aviation market is expected to grow to over 4 billion by 2025. It was stated. That's the point. Therefore, the merger may bring about increasing competitive advantage for Air India as it may be able to eliminate competition in the market. So these are the advantages of merger. However, the merger could result in diseconomies of scale for the newly formed airline. One, as there may be communication issues between the two different parties because there are two different companies. Now they are coming together. There might be a communication problem. And when there's communication problem, it brings about diseconomies of scale. That's number one. But yes or no? There may be culture clash between the existing employees leading to low staff morale or demotivation. And when there's demotivation or low staff morale, it reduces productivity. And that is also the economies of scale.
I was planning to talk about this, but I didn't have time.
The merger may be blocked if it is seen as an anti-competitive by the competitors, regulators in India. So the merger might not come to light, might not come to see the light of the day. If it's seen as anti-competitive, maybe it's going to affect customers. Do you get the point here? Also, Indigo has 48% market share, which gives it a huge market power over the merger. So whatever they merge, yes, they're going to merge, but they're going to have less than 48% of the market power, which simply means the merger would not outshadow Indigo. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And the last one, delay in the merger may lead to both airlines losing its customer base to Indigo. So it's a merger. It's a process.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. And when it takes time, it might affect the operations of New India Airline. And that might mean that customers will start using Indigo instead of the new airline. So these are the points you have to make. Look at the advantages and the setbacks regarding merger. Any question about merger? Clear, right?
Okay. There's a lot of I didn't talk about.
What? We have question 3. They said, evaluate. The question says what? Evaluate. Sorry. Okay. So we have question 3. The question says, evaluate the extent to which there might be resistance to change at Disney. So it's all about resistance to change. What may bring about resistance to change and what might not bring about resistance to change. That is what the question is about. First, what is resistance to change? Resistance to change occurs when stakeholders are reluctant to accept the change that might occur in the business. That is resistance to change. The fear for the change. That is what resistance to change is. So according to the extract, Bob Iger is planning to change the organizational structure and how things operate at Disney to make the business more efficient and reduce costs. That is the whole objective. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So you write it out. According to the extract, you get your point for that. Then this will bring about Disney employees being unhappy with the change being made if it results in redundancies or change in familiar working practices. The first reason why we could have resistance to change is if it brings about redundancy. Like it's going to make some people to lose their job, or probably it's going to change the familiar practices. Oh, this is how we used to do. And now there's a change in how we used to do. So that would bring about resistance to change. That's the first point there. Do you get it or not? Two, Disney is a very large business with over 220,000 employees, according to the extract, in different departments. This may result into more time taken for the change to be implemented, to implement cut across Disney. So another reason why we might have resistance to change is that it is a time frame with which you have to go all through the department to inculcate that change. So that could bring about resistance to change because you have to go through all the departments to do that. That could be another reason why we might have resistance to change. The third point, the size of the organization. The size of the organization could have impact on the level of resistance met by Bob Iger. So the size of the organization. When you have few workers, it's different. But when it's a very large company, it's difficult because because they are dynamic workers. People are dynamic. So they have to buy into your idea. And that might be so difficult because people are dynamic.
Yeah.
Do you get the point here? This could bring about resistance to change. Bob Iger stated that he wants the change to occur quickly. Yes or no? The speed of the change could create resistance to change by employees if they think this is happening too fast for them to adopt. You want it quicker. And because you want it quicker, it might be so fast for employees to adapt.
To even handle.
Yes, so that might be the reason why they don't want it. They don't want change.
Which demotivates employees.
Do you get the point?
Yeah.
So the point is, we're looking for reasons why Iger might face resistance. He might face resistance because of the time. He might face resistance because he wants it so fast. And workers or employees might think, oh, this is too fast for us. It's coming so fast for us to handle. Yeah. It might face resistance because employees are used to certain practices.
Which might increase its costs.
We'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
Employees might feel like, oh no, this change might bring about we losing our jobs. So this might be the reasons why they might face resistance. Do you understand? Yeah. However, based on the situation, Iger may be able to manage this change effectively, which may reduce the negative impact. If this change is managed effectively, it might not bring about any negative impact. Yes or no? Two, resistance mostly occur if those involved don't understand or share in the idea, which is likely to happen, as Iger may carry them along. Iger is experienced. Bob is experienced. Yes or no?
Yeah, so, he has 15 years.
So which simply means it wouldn't just come towards changing. It would have carried them along towards the change. So because he carried them along, they understood that this must happen. It might not face any resistance to change.
Yeah.
Bob has previously been the CEO for 15 years at Disney, which means he has great understanding of the culture within the different areas of Disney.
Yeah.
And that might also be helpful.
What about the other CEO?
You don't need to talk about it because
really?
Yeah, it's about Bob Iger.
But because they talk about it a lot.
No, then there's a change. The change brings about what is happening right now.
Okay.
It's about resistance to change.
But now.
It's about now.
Okay.
Okay. Do you get the point here?
Because they talk about it a lot.
Your focus was there, but the focus is here. So
okay.
Bob was shared by many employees, which simply means that they trust his leadership and trust his view. It was shared when he started talking about the change. Yes or no? So that simply means they trust his leadership style. And which means if they trust his leadership style, they might not resist his approach. The share price in Disney
increased 9%.
The share price in Disney rose by 9% after the announcement of Iger's reinstatement, showing that the markets believe it has the ability to regenerate Disney and its value. So which simply means the market is already accepting Bob. So the market is accepting it, the employees are accepting it, so it simply means he's going to be able to, he's not going to face so much resistance. And that is all you need to talk about. You talk about the reasons why it might face resistance and what might make it not to face resistance. That's how you get to FOMA.
Okay.
Is it clear? Any question about it?
No.
Okay. So that's question 2 and question 3.
Yeah.